the
Such
ships.
featured our whole fleet anchored in one harbor like that.
So,
Everything except 2 carriers.
This is after the fact or before the attack?
No, this is on the 6th.
The day before.
Right before the attack,
The night before.
it came to you that they were like sitting ducks.
Yeah. And
Huh.
and as he said that, I said, "Oh, Reuben, you don't even let me enjoy the beauty of this. You know, why don't you stop the car?" And I kind of was upset with him. I said something, and he felt, well, he's got to be a nice husband. And he reached over and said, "Well, honey, that's the way it is," or something. I don't know what he said. But what happened there was that he had a cigar in his hand, and the ashes hit my leg. Oh, now I'm really mad because he just
He burned you.
he burnt my new, absolutely new nylon stockings. They were just so new, you know. No, very little people had nylon stockings, but I did. And I had just paid $3.50 for a pair.
Oh dear.
Can't win for losing.
Yeah. So I think that'll remind you that we didn't have phones at that time. You know, all the
Right.
transportation. Oh, no. Well, that's just about it.
That's
As
great.
far as December 7th. Oh,
Well, why don't you rewind to when you met? Let's tell that story one more time.
oh my.
You were pretty young.
At Radcliffe's.
I was 21. That's not young.
It isn't?
Well, you're not 19 anymore. You're not in the teens. You're a working girl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I used to go to the dance with my cousin, Gloria. And also there were some boys from school that would pick me up, take me. And because Sunday night you could dance for free. And they had, you know, the big band. And I was sitting with George, the boy that drove the car, at the dance hall. I had already danced with several fellows. And all of a sudden he says, and my cousin Gloria was like a model. She was real pretty and tall and everything. And next to her I was just a short, cute little thing, that's all. and George says, "Eva, that fellow's looking at you over there." And I says, "What fellow?" He says, "Look," he says. So I looked over there. He says, "Oh, that fellow with a white suit. He looks like a Chicago gangster." Because he was wearing a white linen suit with a black shirt and a yellow tie. Now picture that in your mind.
Yeah.
Boy. Chicago gangster.
Yeah.
So, and then he says, "Oh, well, he's getting closer, Eva." I says, "Well, let him get close. He's probably waiting for Gloria to come back." Because boys didn't wait for her when we met.
Oh,
So
on the
when,
boat, man?
no, on the,
Radcliffe.
Oh,
at Radcliffe. So all of a sudden George says, "Eva, turn around." And I says, "Look over here." He says, I was facing him this way. I says, "Yeah." I says, "He's still there waiting for Gloria." Well, all of a sudden, "Eva, look up." Oh, I looked up. He was real close. He was standing right there. I looked up and I said, "Oh, well, George," I says, "I guess he wants to dance with me." So Reuben, of course, heard all this. So we go out we just walked out around maybe from here over to the window over there and to start at the dance hall dance floor, and I stood there, and he says, and he looked down at me, and he says, "I never realized I was so tall." Well, I melted right then, because everybody used to call me Shorty, or what, did they cut your legs off at the knees, and all kinds of remarks like that. And now here he blamed himself for being tall. So I melted.
That's so
then.
sweet.
Wasn't that sweet?
He's a gentleman.
And
What do you remember, Reuben? What do you remember about Eva?
Yeah, I remember it very well.
Well,
What
tell
do
us
you
about your side of it.
Huh?
Tell your side of it, he says.
Well, my side was pretty much the same as it is. But when I used to go to Ratliff's every time in Liberty on Saturday night, and I loved to dance. That was my biggest joy. So I was seeing her out on the dance floor dancing around, and looked like she knew what she was doing. And I thought I'd like to dance with her, so I walked over to, and that's when I said, "Would you like to dance?" You know, the music and everything couldn't say much. So she stood up, and we went out on the dance floor. That started the whole thing.
So you pretty much liked her right away?
Yeah.
What'd you like about her?
Huh?
What did you like about her?
Well, she was so cute, you know, for one thing. And she was such a good dancer. And we seemed to hit it off right from the very beginning. And after the dance, I walked her to the bus where she was with her cousin. And
Not really.
nobody had vehicles in those days. You used the bus. So we met again later at the dance floor.
Again.
Okay.
Made a date. And
You
I
weren't
don't know if you remember old Ratliff's. It's on Broadway in San Diego. It was up at the far end, up near 12th Street.
Okay. You weren't in the service at that time? You were not in the service yet?
Oh, yeah.
You were.
Yeah. You have to remember that this was before she was born.
What?
That was all before she was born.
Oh, yeah.
So what year would that have been? 44?
39.
39?
This was
39.
1938, huh?
39.
What?
39.
39.
Mm.
Okay.
That was well
Yeah, I
before
went
I
to
was
Marine
born.
Corps in 38. I was stationed at North Island.
Oh my.
My father was there. That's where my father was.
Yeah,
He was an airplane mechanic.
yeah. Yeah, we had a Marine detachment there, about 500 men. That was West Coast Aviation at that time.
That's probably where my father worked. My family lived in Coronado.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.